Okay, this is term 2, week. Okay, this is term 2, week 12, math CA. It's about circles. Okay, ugh. Let me get out my compass applications and let's draw some circles. Okay, if you have the XY plane, you have XY plane like this. Okay, we're all familiar with it as your X, and this is your Y. Okay, and I came for you and I drew for you a circle. You guys know circles have centers, right? So let's take the center here to be 0, 0. And we're gonna draw the circle. Let's have the radius about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares. Okay. Okay, so this is a circle. If I can move it, this is a circle with center 0, 0. Okay, and the radius is how many units? About 5 units, right? So the equation of this circle, you guys know lines have an equation. مثلا y is equal to 2x, or مثلا you have a curve which is y is equal to x squared. Circles also have an equation. I just need to make sure it's my way working. Yeah, so circles also have an equation. The equation of a circle is as follows. Okay, x squared, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. Okay, where h comma k represents the center and r is obviously just the radius. So in this case, if we follow this rule, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. This is called, by the way, the canonical form. Okay, this is called the canonical form. In case they ask, because there's another way to write it, which I'm gonna go over in a sec. Anyway, so this is the radius, center 0, 0. So plug in h and k as 0, so it's gonna be x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared. Well, the radius is 5, so 5 squared. So it's gonna be x minus 0 squared is just x squared plus y squared is equal to 25. So this circle is actually x squared plus y squared equals 25. Pretty easy, right? Okay, let's say I came and took the circle. رحت كبيت لك إياها. I don't know, let's say over here. Okay, so it's gonna be what now? The center is at, this is 5, 6, this is at 7, comma 1. So obviously what's gonna happen now? The equation will change. The radius is the same, it's still 5, but the center is now at 7, comma 1. So what's it gonna be? X minus 7 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to, the radius is still 5, so 5 squared. So it's gonna be x minus 7 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to 25. Very easy, right? طيب, let's say our equation here, I expanded it. I decided to expand, because you guys know that a minus b squared, you can expand it, right? So let's say I expanded it, and it's gonna look like this. Okay, once you expand, it's gonna look like this. This is what we call the standard form of the equation. So let me expand it for you so you can kind of understand how it works. Okay, so this equation, I decided to expand x minus 7 squared. How do you expand it? You guys are 11s, so you should know a minus b squared is a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. So it's gonna be x squared minus 14x plus 49, right? Plus y minus 1 squared, so it's gonna be expanded as y squared minus 2y plus 1 equals 25. So let's move everything to the left and simplify. X squared and y squared can't be simplified, so x squared plus y squared minus 14x minus 2y. Okay, and then you have 49 plus 1 is 50, and then minus the 25, minus 25 equals 0. So this is the second form of writing the equation of the circle. X squared plus y squared plus ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. Now, are there rules to figure out the center and radius from this form? Because you're going to see this a lot. Yes, of course there is. The center, you just divide these two by -2. So it's a divided by -2, comma b divided by -2. Okay? And the radius is equal to half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. Minus 4c or plus 4c? I don't know. Wait. Yeah, it's minus 4c. I had to double check that. Okay, anyway, so these are the rules if they gave you the standard form. Okay, again, very easy. Why you divide by -2 for the center is when you expand, you're doing minus 2ab, and a is the coefficient of x is just x, right? So you're not multiplying by anything. So you're multiplying the original center value by -2. So here, when you have it expanded and you want to find the center, to reverse what you did here when expanding, you divide by -2. That's why you divide by -2. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, let's start solving. Question 1 isn't about circles. I know my DPI feels way faster. I don't know why. It's harder to control. Anyway, it's a derivative of log base b function. Okay, I'm gonna go over this very quickly. Log base b of a function of x. If you want to derive this, we worked with deriving ln. We worked with deriving e to the x and a to the x, but we never derived log base bx. Okay, to derive this, remember the change of base formula. This can be rewritten as ln x over ln b, right? Remember? Type okay. Since you rewrote this as this, can you derive this? Of course you can. Ln b, you can rewrite this as 1 over ln b times ln x, because 1 over ln b is just a number, because it's just a number. Put it on a calculator, it's a number. Remember when deriving, let's say I have 3x squared. How do you derive this? You take the 3 to the side, derive x squared. What's the derivative of x squared? You take 2 down, it's 2x, right? So whenever you have a constant number beside it, you just take it to the side. Or مثلا x squared over 4. You want to derive this, you can take the 1 over 4 to the side and derive x squared, which is 2x. Cancel 2 with 2, you're gonna get x over 2. And I'm just giving an example. So this is just a proof. So we're gonna write it like this. How do you derive ln x? I'm rewriting it like this because, like I told you, 1 over ln b, it's a number, it's a constant number. Whenever you have a constant, you take it to the side. B is a value, like an actual number, like مثلا ln 5, ln 7, ln 12, I don't know. Okay, ln x, can you derive it? Yes, we can. We said ln x is what? 1 over x. The derivative of it is 1 over x. So that means the derivative of log base bx is 1 over ln b, 1 over x ln b. Okay, what if instead of x they gave you 7x squared plus 5x or anything in terms of u? What do you do if it was d over dx log base b u? What's it gonna be? We always do what? Multiply by u prime. Okay, so over here 36 log base 6 x squared plus 3x. What is it going to be? 36, we take it to the side. Okay, log base 6 x squared plus 3x. Here they want f prime, huh? So they want you to derive. How do you do it? It's going to be, what's the rule? 1 over u x squared plus 3x ln of the base, so ln 6 times what? U prime. What's the derivative of x squared plus 3x? It's 2x plus 3. So this is your derivative. Okay, what are they saying? Use ln 6 as 1.8. They want you to find f prime of 1, so they want you to substitute x as 1, but they're saying substitute ln 6 as 1.8. So if you put it in a calculator, you're gonna get it wrong as ln 6, so you need to put 1.8. So this is why you need to know how to solve it. Okay, so times 1 over x squared plus 3x. Substitute 1, so 1 squared plus 3 times 1.8 times 2x plus 3, so 2 plus 3. 25. Okay, nice and easy. So what do you need to know? You need to know this rule over here. Okay, that's it. Okay, question 2. Hello, Belashneville circuits. Okay, we're gonna go pretty fast. Okay, I'm not gonna take too long. So in the xy plane, the graph of the given equation is circle. What is the radius of the circle? Type.
Well, guess who's gonna get
To find the radius, this is obviously the standard form because you have x squared and y squared. So this is a standard form. Okay, and now how do we find the radius in the standard form? To find out, no, it has to be all equal to 0. So the first thing you do is you need to move it to the left and put it equal to 0. Don't make the mistake of taking 9 over 2 as your c. No, c is negative 9 over 2 because you have to move everything to one side and put it equal to 0. So it's going to be x squared minus 3x plus y squared plus 3y is equal to, minus 9 over 2 is equal to 0. How do you find the radius now? R is equal to half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. Type, that means it's going to be equal to half. And I need to fix my mouse. I can't work like this. Okay, the software is downloading this. It's so bad, like I can't control my mouse at all. Anyway, half radical a squared. So, by the way, a squared and b squared, since they're squared, it doesn't matter the sign. Okay, man. It doesn't matter which one you take as a or b, the coefficient of x and coefficient of y. It really doesn't. Okay. يعني المهم that you take both of these as the coefficient as both x and y respectively. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one's x, which one's y, as long as you take the coefficients. So minus 3 squared plus 3 squared minus 4c. So why does it matter what my c is, minus 9 over 2 or positive 9 over 2? It matters because here you would get a negative or positive answer because I'm multiplying by minus 4, huh? So if I took it as 9 over 2, when I multiply it by minus 4, it's going to be negative. But since now it's minus 9 over 2, I moved it to the left, as you should. It's going to turn out to be positive because minus 4 times negative. Anyway, minus 9 over 2. Do this on your calculator. I actually can't, oh my god. A mouse. Okay. 0.5 radical. 9 plus 9 minus 4 times minus 9 over 2. You're gonna get 3. So the radius is 3. You can skip this if you want, huh? But another way is completing the square. You should know how to complete the square. Really, at this age. Definitely, if you're doing the SAT, you should know how to complete the square. So what we do is we complete the square and we just simply take the square root. Okay, like you can be quick with it. But x squared minus 3x to complete the square, you're gonna add. Wait, hold on. Yeah, you're gonna do it like this. You're gonna do minus 3 over 2 squared. You're gonna add plus 3 over 2. Minus. My fault. If you want to complete x squared minus 3x, it's gonna be x minus 3 over 2 squared. X minus or x plus? La minus. Sorry.
Are you fixing next?
You divide by 2 and square. Okay. Anyway, and then you're gonna add. You're gonna subtract minus 3 over 2 squared here, and then here y squared plus 3y. It's gonna be y plus 3 over 2 squared, and you're gonna subtract also 3 over 2 squared here. Okay, and then you take these to the other side. Okay, 3 over 2 squared times 2, and then plus 9 over 2, and then you square root it because it's r squared, and you're gonna get 3. So this is another way to do it. It's completing the square, but you need to be quick with it. Okay, the formula works, but completing the square it's very fast. So you subtract minus 9 over you subtract minus 3 over 2 squared, 3 over 2 squared from one from here, and take it to the other side. It's gonna become plus. Anyway, I'm yapping it all. You can choose not to do this, but it's just another way, and I always like showing every way in my videos. Question 3. Okay, Rania receives $35 an ounce. In a certain week, she used 30% to buy snack bags. Each bag costs $1.5. How many snacks did she buy? Okay. طب she used 30% of her allowance فيعني 0.3 times 35. This is how much she used. Okay, she's buying bags and each one costs 1.5, so divide by 1.5, that's 7 bags. I'm not even gonna explain يعني خلاص. Monina bought 5 bags of soil that were all at the same price, but they were discounted by 40% of the original price. At the checkout, she used a $10 coupon that she applied towards the entire price. She ended up paying $32. What was the original price? طب if she paid $32 and she used a $10 coupon, يعني how much is the price? Obviously it's gonna be 32 plus 10, which is $42, right? Because she used a $10 coupon. طب هيدي $42, it's how much? It's 40% discounted. Okay, so 40% discount is $42. So in other words, this is 60% of the original price. Is $42, right? If it's 40% discount, يعني it's actually 60% of the price, right? This is the way I do it. Other people do another way. I don't like it. Okay, so this is 60% of the original price, $42. So in other words, 0.6 times the original price is $42. So how do you do it? 42 divided by 0.6, and you get 70. Okay, but this is how many bags? 5 bags. She wants each bag of soil فسمعها 5 $14. Question 5. The circle x squared plus y squared equals 242 intersects the line y is equal to x at a point k comma k where k is greater than 0. What is k? طيب, x squared plus y squared is equal to 242. It intersects the line y is equal to x. طيب, you can approach this in 2 ways. Substitute x or substitute y. Since they gave us y is equal to x, you can substitute y as x. And in other words, if y is equal to x, that means x is equal to y, so you can substitute x as y. Anyways, what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna stay simple and substitute y as x. So I'm gonna do x squared plus y squared, so yani another x squared, because y is equal to x, equals 242, right? Because when we're intersecting, that means you need to substitute, right? Okay, so you're gonna get 2x squared is equal to 242. Divide by 2, you're gonna get x squared is equal to 121. Okay, how do you solve this? X is gonna be equal to plus minus the square root of 121, which is 11. But they said k is equal to, k is positive. For what am I gonna take? I'm gonna take x is equal to 11. And y is equal to x, so y will also be equal to 11. So the point 11 comma 11. Okay, also on the line y is equal to x, it looks like this. Okay, every point here is 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3. Okay, anyways, so 11 11, pretty easy. These are all grade 10 questions actually. Suppose that minus 50 comma b is a point on the tangent at 2 comma 3 to the circle whose equation is x squared plus y squared minus 2x minus 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. She wants you to find b. Type, very easy. So this is a nice question. You need to use some circles. So you have a circle as you have to use lines and slopes. طيب, she also told you find the equation of the tangent and then substitute minus 50 for x to find the y coordinate. So what you need to do here is, it's all easy after you figure out the equation of this tangent. So here this is 2 comma 3, it's tangent to the circle. وبعدين over here at minus 50, suppose this is minus 50 comma b, we need to figure out this. So if you can figure out the equation of this tangent, you can figure out this b by just substituting minus 50 as the x, right? How do we figure out the equation of the tangent? We need to find its slope. What do we know about a tangent? We know that a tangent, it's perpendicular to the radius, right? I can't really find the equation of the tangent because I need 2 points on the tangent to find the slope. صح? But what do I know? If I have the slope of the line perpendicular to it, then I can figure out the slope of the tangent, because you guys know, let's say m1 and m2 are perpendicular to each other, then m1 is equal to m2 divided by negative 1, right? You know, when two lines are perpendicular, negative 1 over m2. right? If two lines are perpendicular, the slopes are negatively perpendicular, right? Negative inverse, right? Negative reciprocal. So if you have 1 over 2, the slope of the line perpendicular to it will be negative 2, right? So this is all grade, maybe grade 8 math, and if you're doing the SAT, you should already know this. So I suppose I'm not going to continue explaining. So you know that the tangent is perpendicular to the radius. So I can't figure out the slope of the tangent, but can I figure out the slope of the radius? Yes, I can. To figure out the slope, you need 2 points. On the tangent, I don't have 2 points because someone will say you have Bella, you have these two. I don't have this y coordinate. But I know the radius perpendicular to it. Do I have 2 points of the radius? The radius starts at the center and it ends at the point of tangency. So the center is a point on the radius. Can I figure out what the center is? They gave me the equation of the circle. Well, how do I figure out the center, the coordinates of the center? You divide by negative 2, right? So minus 2 divided by negative 2, comma minus 2 divided by negative 2. So you're gonna get 1, comma 1. So I actually have 2 points now for the radius. I have its center and I have this point here. So can I figure out the slope of the radius? Of course I can. Let's figure out the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 2 minus 1 over 3 minus 1, which is 1 over 2. So the slope of the radius is 1 over 2. Okay, now that I know the slope of the radius, can I figure out the slope of the tangent which is perpendicular to the radius? Yes, I can. I do negative 1 over slope of the radius, right? Since they're perpendicular. So it's going to be negative 1 over 1 over 2, which is going to be equal to negative 2. So the slope of the tangent is what? Negative 2. Aha. So m of the tangent is negative 2. Can I now figure out the equation of the tangent and then substitute negative 50? Of course I can. We know y is equal to mx plus b, right? The y is 3. The slope is negative 2. X is how much? 2 plus b. So you're going to get minus 4 plus b is equal to 3. So you're going to get b is equal to 7. So that means the equation of the tangent is how much? Negative 2x plus 7. Okay. This is what? Y tangent. Now can I find the y coordinate? Of course I can. Negative 50, substitute it. Negative 2 times negative 50 plus 7. So it equals 107. So what's the point B gonna be equal to? Okay, and I'm realizing I got 107 was the answer is 29. But I'm taking a look at my answer. I'm taking a look at my working. When I found the slope of the radius, I did x2 minus x1 over y2 minus y1. When we all know that this slope is y over x instead of x over y. I don't know why I did x over y. But y2 minus y1, so 3 minus 1 over 2 minus 1 is 2. So this is the slope of the radius. So when you do negative 1 over the slope of the radius, you should do negative 1 over 2, not negative 1 over 1 over 2 that I previously got. So anyway, you're gonna get this as your slope for the tangent, and then resubstitute that back here. You're gonna get, wait, what am I doing? Then substitute it over here. Okay, the 2 and the 2 will cancel. You're gonna get 3 is equal to negative 1 plus b, so you're gonna get b is equal to 4. So that means the equation of the tangent will be, instead of minus 2x plus 7, it's gonna be minus half x plus 4. Okay, because the slope is minus half, not negative 2 as I previously got. So now to find the y coordinate, substitute x as negative 50 as we previously did. And you're gonna get 29. There you go. Question 7. The equation of a circle with center at minus 1, 6 and radius 5 is very easy. Just plug it in as canonical form. You guys know. You do x minus h squared, y minus k squared is equal to r squared. This is the canonical form. right? Type, they gave you the center, so substitute h and k as minus 1 and 6. So x minus minus 1 squared plus y minus 6 squared equal to r squared, so what, 5 squared. Type, realize here how they put minus. So if they put minus, you have to put minus 1. But nobody writes it like this. Everybody writes it like this, صح? Everybody writes it like this. Minus minus, they put it as plus. But here, they tricked you. They put the minus like this, so you have to put minus 1. Okay? So be careful to that, please. Anyways, equals 5 squared, which is just 25. Question 8. Consider the circle whose equation is x squared minus 4x plus y squared minus 10y equals 7. What's the center and radius? So this isn't canonical form, this is standard form. To find the center, what do? You divide by negative 2. So minus 4 over minus 2, comma minus 10 over minus 2. So this is 2, comma 5. Type, will radius half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. So it's going to be half radical minus 4 squared plus minus 10 squared. Please, if you have a negative, put the square outside of the bracket and the negative inside the bracket, okay? Minus 4c, so minus 4 times negative 7. Please, 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 don't take the c as 7. Remember that the standard form looks like this.
Look at this. Look at this one. Look at this one.
Right?
Look how nice it looks.
C is on the left, so you need to take this 7 to the left and it's going to become minus 7. Okay, so therefore when taking C, please take a look at your equation and see if it equals 0. If it doesn't equal 0, you must move everything to the left. Okay, so anyways, do this on your calculator and you should get 6. But let's take a look.
Look at sign cracking.
Radical 16 plus 100 minus 4 times minus 7 and divide by 2. You're gonna get 6. Very easy. Question 9. Consider the circle whose equation is x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 4y equals 60. What's the center? Same thing. Center, divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. So you're gonna get 6 comma 2. Right? Very easy. With the radius half radical a squared, so minus 12 squared, plus b squared, so minus 4 squared, minus 4 times minus 60. Again, c is negative 60, not 60, because you have to move everything to the left. It has to be equal to 0. Okay? Type. So you're gonna get, I'm not even gonna do some radical 144 plus 16 plus 240 and divided by 2, 10. Okay. Question 10. Consider the circle with center minus 5 minus 2 and radius 7. What is the equation of the circle? They want it in standard form. There is 2 ways to do this. Actually, no, there's actually one way to do it. I'm not gonna tell you that other way because then you need radius. I mean, you could do it. Anyway, if you want to write the equation of a circle, what do we do? We know what do we do. We write it in this form. Right? This is given the center and the radius. We write it like this. Okay, so do x plus 5, x minus minus 5, so x plus 5 squared, plus y minus minus 2, so y plus 2 squared, is equal to r squared, so 7 squared, so just 49. Okay, let me just put this in case someone doesn't understand. Anyway, minus minus 5 becomes plus 5, minus minus 2 becomes plus 2. Okay, so this is pretty self-explanatory, but they want it expanded. So when you expand it, keep it here, x squared plus 10x plus 25 plus y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 49. Type x squared y squared, done. Coefficients of x and y are 10 and 4, so we're done from this. Type they want you to move all the constants to the right. If I move the 4 to the right or move the 25 to the right, you're gonna get 49 minus 4 minus 25 is gonna become 20. Okay, so this is 20. So this is the first way, very easy. The other way is to multiply by negative 2 and multiply by negative 2. Because remember, to find the center, we divide by negative 2. Let's say you have the center, you want to find the form. Instead of dividing by -2, we multiply by -2. So it's going to become 10x and 4y. Right? Very easy. طيب, let's say هلا انت you want this C part. You can just plug in any point. You know, x squared plus 10x plus y squared plus 4y. You can plug in -5 and -2 as your x and y. So it's going to become 25 plus 10x, so 10 times -5, which is -50, plus y squared, so 4, plus 4y, so -8. How much will this be? Wait, hold up. Square, 29, plus 10x, so -50. How does this work? Wait, no, of course this won't work because this is with the center. No, ignore what I just did now. My fault. You can't do that because the center is not on the circle. Anyways, yeah, do the first way, just expand. Very easy. Question 11. Consider the circle with center -2, -2. Again, find the equation. What do we do? Let's write it in this form, the canonical form first. And I'm always going to write down the equation for you, but this is going to be the last time because at this point you should know it. Okay, x minus h squared, so x minus -3 squared, plus y minus squared, so y minus -2 squared, is equal to r squared, so 6 squared. So you're going to get x plus 3 squared, y plus 2 squared is equal to 36. Yeah, I'll expand because they want it expanded. So x squared plus 6x plus 9, because a plus b squared is a squared. I'm going to put as a note here in case you don't know. Okay, if you don't know, just multiply it out like this and distribute. I'm sure everybody knows how to distribute. Okay, plus y squared plus 4y plus 4 is equal to 36. Okay, so x squared, y squared, we're done. Coefficient of x, coefficient of y, 6 and 4, you're done. They want you to move all the constant terms to the right. 36 minus 4, 32. 32 minus 9 is what? 23. Very easy. Question 12. How many questions? 17. Consider the circle with center 2, 3 passing through 0, 8. Okay. So here they gave you 2 points. They didn't give you the radius. So to find the equation, it's in canonical form, so it's pretty self-explanatory. The first part is easy. X minus 2 squared, and then y minus h, so y minus 3 squared is equal to r squared. This is the small tricky part. Okay. Having a point, this is how it looks like, the center and a point. But isn't the radius the distance between the center and the point? Yes, so you can just find the distance by doing radical x2 minus, the distance formula is as follows, okay? x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. Okay? This is the distance formula. Then the midpoint formula is this one. You may need this for if they ask you to find it and they give you the diameter. Okay, this is the distance, is the midpoint. Know these two, you must know these. Okay, anyway, now we want to find the distance between the center and the point, so let's do it. X2 minus x1, it doesn't matter the order, by the way, x2 and x1, y2 and y1, doesn't matter. So you can put this and this and this, it doesn't matter as long as you subtract. Okay, so it's going to be radical x2 minus x1, so 0 minus 2 squared plus y2 minus y1, so 8 minus 3 squared. Anyways, you're gonna get 4 plus 5, 29. You're gonna get radical 29 is equal to your radius. So how much will r squared be? If r is radical 29, how much will r squared be? Radical 29 squared, the square and the radical cancel, so you're gonna get 29. Okay, so x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 29. Now, I have to teach you this way because this is the way that they look for in exams. ماشي. What can something else work? Of course it can. طيب, you have the equation of the circle and you have a point on the circle, so can't you substitute that point on the circle into the equation? Yes, you can. So if you substitute 0, 8, 0 minus 2 squared plus 8 minus 3 squared is equal to r squared. So you can find out what r squared is by just substituting the point into this part of the equation, right? So you're gonna get 4 plus 25, you're gonna get 29 is equal to r squared. So that means over here, this r squared, what can you put instead of it? 29. So x minus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared is equal to 29. This works as well. But do I want you to do this way? No, but it's nice to know it. It really shows that you understand what's going on. But what you need to write in the exams is the distance formula way, which I did previously. Okay? Question 13. Consider the circle with diameter GH. See, you need to know the midpoint because they gave you diameter. Now, what is the equation of the circle? Okay, they gave you the extremities of the diameter, so it kind of looks like this, right? Imagine this is the diameter. Here's a point here and a point here. Fine. They want to find the equation of the circle. Again, equation of the circle. Never run away from our nice original canonical form. There's two things you need to always have for the equation of the circle. The first is the center, okay, and the second is the length of the radius. Knowing the diameter, where is the center? If you take a look at the diameter, and I gave you the midpoint formula, so you should already, it's kind of like a hint. I gave you a hint, but the midpoint, the center of the circle is located exactly halfway on the diameter, right? Exactly on the half. So to find, what do we call that point when you have a line, the point that's in the middle? That's called the midpoint, right? So for that reason, knowing the diameter and knowing its extremities, let's say AB, to find the center, I would take the midpoint of AB. Okay, so for this reason, here with the example GH, without drawing it, if they give you the extremities of the diameter, to find the center, you find the midpoint of the diameter. So to do that, the formula for it is x1 plus x2 over 2. Think of it as the average between the x coordinates and the average between the y coordinates. You can think of it like that. Anyway, so you're going to get 2 plus 4 over 2, comma, 5 minus 3 over 2. You need this for the SAT as well. So many of you should already know this. So 2 plus 4 over 2 is 3. 5 minus 3 over 2 is 1. So your center is 3 comma 1. Okay, yani now I know what the h and k is, right? So it's going to be x minus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to r squared. طيب, perfect. هلا I need to find the r squared, صح? How do we do it? انت, when you have the diameter and you want to find the radius, isn't the radius half the diameter? Right. So you can find the distance between the extremities of the diameter and just divide it, right? So half the distance, GH, right? Or knowing the center, you can just find the distance. Now we found the center, right? So you can just find the distance from the center to one of the extremities, either one. That works as well. Or you can substitute, like we did in the previous question, a point into here. Since these points are on the circle, you can substitute one of them here, and you're going to find out what r squared is. I'm going to do the distance method because that's what they look for, again, in exams, okay? So I'm going to do half the distance between G and H, okay? Let's say you don't know the center. So what's the distance between G and H? It's x2 minus x1 squared, right?
Yeah.
And y2 minus y1 squared. By the way, this is Pythagorean theorem, huh? For any 2 points, point here and a point here, to find the distance between them, this is the distance, right? So what do? They draw a right triangle. They look at the horizontal distance between them and the vertical distance between them. And isn't the horizontal distance, let's call this x2 and x1. Pythagoras theorem is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared, right? Isn't a x2 minus x1, right? It's x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 squared plus the vertical distance b squared, right? A squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. What's b squared? It's the vertical distance. So we call this y2 and call this y1. The vertical distance between y2 and between y2 and y1 would be y2 minus y1 squared is equal to the distance between them squared. So to find the distance, how do you get rid of the square? You square root both sides. So this is actually where the formula for the distance came. In case, you know, maybe one day you forgot it in the exam, you'll be like, oh, remember Walid said Pythagoras theorem, Michi. So that's actually where it came from. Anyways, I don't know why they never taught us that in class, even though I feel like most people would understand it better if they explained where the formula came from. Anyways, so it's gonna be half radical 4 minus 2 squared, so 2 squared, minus 3 minus 5 squared, 64. 8 squared, let me just say, plus negative 8 squared. Okay, so you're gonna get half radical 2 squared plus 64 is 68. Okay, so this is the distance. Radical, half radical, how much is radical 68 also? Just do it on your calculator. Half root 68, you get root 17. Okay, so this is root 17. So the radius is equal to root 17. So r squared will be how much? Root 17 squared. The root and the square cancel, so it's gonna be just 17. The substitution method also works. If you substitute 2 comma 5 here or 4 negative 3 here, you're gonna get 17. Okay, so that works as well, huh? Whatever you want, you can do it yourself. Question 4. Okay, in each case, examine if it represents a circle, a single point, or an empty set. How do we know if an equation represents a circle? Okay, how do we know? The first thing, what distinguishes a circle from any other type of geometrical shape? It's what does it have that no other shape has? It's obviously the curvature, but the second is the radius. Okay, being at a center and having a radius that spans off and gives you a point equidistant from the center, this is what distinguishes the circle from any other geometrical shape. So for that reason, if you want to figure out if it's a circle or a single point or whatever, you need to take a look at the radius. If there is a radius, then it's a circle, right? If there's no radius, then it's either a single point or an empty set. How do you take a look? Now, what is our equation for the radius? What's the equation for the radius? It's half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c, right? So if you take a look at the radius, you kind of have some stuff going on here, right? The radical part. Remember, when working with quadratics, to know if the quadratic has two solutions, one solution, or no solutions, we take a look at the discriminant. If the discriminant was positive, then there's two solutions. If the discriminant was equal to 0, it's one solution. And if the discriminant was negative, there's 0 solutions, no solution, right? Same thing here, okay? If you want to know if it represents a circle or not, you take a look at the discriminant of the radius. Okay, you can call this a discriminant, I guess. So you need to take a look at a squared plus b squared minus 4c. Ignore all the radicals. You need to take a look at what's under the radical. If it's positive, then it's gonna be a radius. If it's equal to 0, then it's a single point. If it's negative, then it's an empty set. So let's try the first one here. A squared plus b squared minus 4c. So negative 10 squared plus b squared, so yani minus 4 squared minus 4c. C in this case is 30. Let's do it. It's gonna be 100 plus 16, 116 minus 120, you get negative 4. Which is what? Negative. Can you find the radical of negative 4? No. So therefore no radius, therefore empty set, which they denoted by phi. Okay, type. So part A, it's an empty set, so we entered 999. Type part B, let's take a look. X squared minus 10x plus y squared minus 4y. So if it's a circle, give its radius. If it's a single point, give its abscissa, and its x coordinate. Type. Let's take a look. X squared plus b, a squared plus b squared minus 4c. So minus 10 squared plus minus 4 squared minus 4 times minus 7. Okay, this will get you here 116 plus 28, which is 124, 144.
Yeah.
So is it positive? Yes. What does that mean? It's what? A circle. طيب. Henry said if it's a circle, give its radius. طب, how do we find the radius? Go continue. You found a squared plus b squared minus 4c, so continue it. So it's going to be half radical a squared plus b squared minus 4c. اتفقنا it's 144. right? For how much is it going to be? 6. So the radius is 6. So if it's positive, just continue the formula and get the radius. Type part C, let's try it. A squared plus b squared minus 4c minus 10 squared plus minus 4 squared minus 4c, so minus 4 times 29. I think this one will be a single point. Let's see. Minus 10 squared, which is 100, plus negative 4 squared, which is 16, minus 4 times 29. You should get 0, huh? Yeah, 0. So, if it's 0, if the radius is 0, that means this equals 0. That means there's no radius. So here there's no radius, but it's negative, so it's an empty set. There's nothing going on. In this case, you don't say there's no radius. You say the radius is equal to 0. If the radius equals 0, what does that mean the graph looks like? It's just a certain point, just one point. It just looks like this, one point. And obviously, what point will that be? The center, right? So if there's no radius, that means the graph is just one point, and that one point will just be the center. So what's the center? Here, how do you find it? They want the x coordinate of it, so how do you find it? You divide by negative 2. So negative 10 over negative 2, which is 5. Very simple. Okay, look, question 15.
Actually, I love hacking.
Okay, consider the circle that pass. Oh, okay. I know I don't like solving questions like these, because you need a calculator for it. I don't know if she's gonna get it for you tomorrow. You need this function on the calculator. You need this one. Equation. You need the equation function. Okay. So you need this here. Ax plus by plus cz equals d. You need it. Okay, you can't solve without it. If you want, you can solve manually, of course. At the end of the day, you can solve everything manually. But it will be a bit longer. So I suggest you do it like this. I won't explain manually. If you have 3 points on a circle and they ask you to find the equation of a circle, you need to use the standard form of the circle. Okay, and what is the standard form? This one, right? So you have 3 unknowns here, a, b, and c. So to find 3 unknowns, you need 3 equations, and to find 3 equations, you need what? 3 points. So if they have 3 points, they will always give you 3 points, unless one of them is the center. But none of these are the center. You need 3 points. So for that reason, you're gonna get 3 equations, and you can solve it simultaneously, either on a calculator, or for some reason you don't have an equation mode function calculator in grade 11S. You're gonna have to solve it on paper, which I probably won't explain. Anyway, let's go with the flow. Let's start. You start substituting point by point. So let's start substituting 3 minus 3. X squared, so 3 squared, plus y squared, so minus 3 squared, plus ax, so a times x, so 3a, plus b times y. How much is y? Minus 3, so minus 3b, plus c equals 0. So you're going to get 9 plus 9, 18. So 18 plus 3a minus 3b plus c equals 0. Now, the calculator has it where it looks like this. So it's equal to d. So the constant, whatever constant you get, throw it to the other side. Okay, so it's going to be 3a minus 3b plus c is equal to negative 18. So this is your first equation. You can start by inputting this into the calculator if you want. 3 minus 3, 1c, and then negative 18. Okay, equation 2, let's substitute hala 0 minus 2. Substituted 0 squared, fine, let's skip it. Y squared, so 0 plus y squared, so minus 2 squared, plus ax, so 0 times a, which is just 0, plus by, so minus 2 times b, plus c is equal to 0. So you're gonna get 4 minus 2b plus c is equal to 0. Like I told you, we throw our constant to the other side. Minus 2b plus c is equal to negative 4. So we have 0a, huh? Why am I putting 0a? Because you need to input 0 as your a here. So 0 minus 2, 1c equals a day negative 4. Type third point minus 2, 2. substitute it. So minus 2 squared plus y squared 2 squared plus ax, so minus 2 times a, plus by, so 2b plus c equals 0. Simplify 4 plus 4, 8. So you're gonna get 8 minus 2a plus 2b plus c equals 0. Throw your constant, you're gonna get minus 2a plus 2b plus c is equal to negative 8. Let's figure this. Let's input these values. 2, 1, and like negative 8. Click equal on your calculator. What are you gonna get? A is equal to negative 6. A is يعني x, huh? Y is equal to negative 4. So B is equal to negative 4. And then Z should be equal to negative 12. C is equal to negative 12. So, how will our equation look? We got our three values. X squared plus y squared plus ax, so negative 6x, plus by, so minus 4y, plus c, minus 12, equals 0, right? طيب, what do we need to know? Minus 6, minus 4, easy. But why is it positive 12? Because look, they took it to the right. Okay, so when you take it to the right, it will become positive 12. So see, very easy if you have a calculator. All you have to do is just substitute a bit. However, if you don't have a calculator, you're gonna have to solve manually. Really, it's very ugly. So for that reason, دبر حالك ولاقي لك find a calculator that has equation mode for tomorrow. Okay, either borrow in the exam, which is against the rules, but I think everyone allows it, or borrow from someone, some senior, before the exam, or a grade 10 or grade 9, or from your dad or mom or uncle or bigger brother, smaller sisters, older sister, cousin, anything, man. بس دبر حالك, because صراحة I'm not gonna solve this manually for you because it takes time. Okay, question 16. Consider the system of equations. How many solutions does the system have? X is equal to negative 2. What do? Substitute negative 2 as your x. So negative 2 squared plus y squared is equal to 4. You're going to get 4 plus y squared is equal to 4. You're going to get y squared is equal to 0, obviously. So we are going to get one solution, which is y is equal to 0. Very easy. So how many solutions? 1. How many solutions does this system have? X equals 1. So you're going to get 1 squared, substitute x as 1, huh? 1 squared plus y squared is equal to 4, so you're going to get y squared is equal to 3, so y is equal to plus minus root 3. So how many solutions plus minus? Yani 2 solutions, a positive and negative. Very easy. Part C, x equals 3, first substitute 3 squared plus y squared is equal to 4, so y squared is equal to 4 minus 9, which is negative 5. Negative answer, therefore no solution, because y will be equal to root negative 5, which is imaginary. It's minus 5i. Anyways, you should know these if you're doing this at, and like some questions at this point, خلاص, they're all prerequisite materials from previous years. The point of intersection of the circle given by x squared plus y squared equals 360 and the line y is equal to 3x is what? Okay, this is from last year. Type y is equal to 3x. So over here as y ادي بتحط 3x. So you're going to put x squared plus y squared. So 3x squared is equal to 360. Please don't write this like this. Please. The square goes inside to everything. So it's not going to be 3x squared. It's going to be what? 9x squared. Okay? Please don't make this mistake. So 3 squared 9. X squared is just x squared. Is equal to 360. X squared plus 9x squared, 10x squared is equal to 360. X squared is equal to 36. So x will be equal to plus minus root 36. As you can see here, there's two solutions. So obviously you need to do plus minus. Right? Square root, there's two solutions. So you're gonna get plus 6 and negative 6. So two solutions. طيب انت هلا you found the x coordinate 6 and negative 6. Easy. They gave you the first one, the 6. You need the y. How do you find the y? Do you go here and substitute the x? No. Well, you can, but it will take you time. In my opinion, what do? You have this line. Y is equal to 3x. This point will be, since it's a point of intersection, it will be both on this circle and the line. So you can choose to use any of these. But what's easier, doing this or just doing y is equal to 3 times x? Obviously 3 times x. So y is equal to 3 times, let's first solve for x equals 6, 18. And then solving for x is equal to negative 6, you're going to get negative 18. So for 6, you're going to get 18. For negative 6, you're going to get negative 18. And that's how they got these values over here. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck in your exam.